Hi, this is Mike McLaughlin from leftwinglock.com, and I'm here to talk to you about the fantasy hockey draft kit that we offer at our website. If you order a draft kit from us, you have an option of getting just the basic draft kit, which is a 350-page PDF document of advice and strategy for fantasy hockey, or you can choose one of our advanced draft kit options, and in that case, not only do you get the PDF file, but you will get spreadsheets filled with rankings and projections that are customized to your individual scoring settings. So I'll get to the draft kits in just a second, but I want to spend just a couple of minutes to show you a few sample chapters from the 350-page Fantasy Hockey Draft Kit PDF. So that's this file over here. Read, Draft, Win is our slogan. And now a few sample pages. Table of contents here in great detail for you. Moving on, one of the first things we jump into to kind of ease you into the new season is we have a section on 101 things you should know about fantasy hockey in the coming season. So that's a fun read and useful read. We then jump into some important trends in the NHL. So we're looking at roughly 10 years of history in different statistical categories to let you know what's happening. For instance, in penalty minutes in the NHL, which you can see from the graph, they're obviously headed downward, and that has huge implications for your fantasy hockey team. For the coming season, the NHL has changed the overtime format, and we go into great detail in analyzing what those changes will mean for player point totals in the coming season. The NHL has also changed the face-off rules, so we actually did detailed calculations on every player to determine how many face-offs they will either gain or lose in the new format. It's a fun read of a chapter there. Chapter 6 is our Mythbusters chapter, and one of our most interesting myths that we busted was the sophomore slump. We use shooting percentage as a tool quite often here at Left Wing Lock, and so there's 2 whole chapters devoted to that topic in our PDF file. New to the draft kit this year is our individual points percentage analysis, and we've got several case studies of players for the coming season, and I think the John Carlson case study is very interesting. We break down primary and secondary assists, and we also find specific players who are showing warning signs of potential drop in assist totals for the coming season. We explore the talent levels of various NHL goalies using computer simulations. We have a couple of chapters exploring the repeatability of fantasy hockey stats, and this stuff is very critical to fantasy hockey because if a stat in fantasy hockey is repeatable, that means it is also predictable, and we can build projections upon that. Finally, what happens towards the end of the kit is we explore all 30 teams in great detail, and some of the things you'll see for each team include a breakdown of their daily schedule, their player movement over the last several months, projected line combinations, which are updated very frequently up through the opening night of the season. We have some, exploration of some of the projections for various players on the team. And then finally, we have a player usage chart and an explanation of how each player on all 30 teams are being used this season. So that's the PDF file. I'd like to move on to the spreadsheets because that's where the real meat of this draft kit happens and what makes our draft kit stand out from any others on the market. So let's take a look here at this is the spreadsheet for skaters. So normally this thing would be populated with approximately 600 NHL skaters of both forward and defensemen. And I've chosen just one player to look at so you can get a feel for the different categories in our spreadsheet. So first off, in this light pink color here is just some kind of biographical data for each NHL player. Their team, their official NHL position, the position assigned to them by the Yahoo Fantasy Hockey system, and that gets updated nightly. And then finally, how old they will be on day 1 of the coming season. In green here, in kind of a brighter green color, we have the average draft position, the auction value, and what fraction of fantasy hockey managers actually own the player. This is done for both the Yahoo system and the ESPN system. The ESPN data is on the way. In kind of a pale yellow color here, you'll see some key stats from last season, including shooting percentage, and then the time on ice breakdown, even strength, penalty kill, power play, and total time on ice. Moving into kind of an orange color here, you'll see some key career data broken down on a per 82 game basis for a player. So for instance, Alex Ovechkin averages 51 goals over the course of 82 games. And we do that for goals, assists, points, shots on goal, and of course, career shooting percentage. In blue, you'll see our 3-year data. And again, these are 3-year averages, and they are on a per 82 game basis. And we cover things like games played, goals, assists, points, hits, blocked shots, face-off wins, shorthanded goals, and shorthanded assists. In red are some of our most important fields in the spreadsheet. And for skaters, these red columns indicate the categories that we actually provide projections for. So what you'll see is you'll see projections for goals, assists, points, shots on goals, hits, block shots, face-off wins, penalty minutes, power play goals, power play assists, power play points, and projected average time on ice. In purple, what you'll see are some FSI columns. That stands for Fantasy Strength Index. Now, these columns will vary depending on your scoring system. In the scoring system I'm showing you here in this video, this is for a default Yahoo Fantasy League. And so we're showing the Fantasy Strength Index for goals, assists, penalty minutes, power play points, and shots on goal. And this gives you an indication of how much value this particular player has in each of these individual categories. And then finally, the last column you'll see here in green, like a dark green, is the PR column. And that's the ranking, the performance ranking of this player in your specific scoring system. And now that's the beauty of the Left Wing Lock fantasy hockey draft system, is that our projections and our rankings and the entire spreadsheet that we create for you is built around the scoring settings that you enter into our system. And so Alex Ovechkin in our system has a ranking of 116.1. Moving on to the goalie spreadsheet. Here we see Corey Schneider as an example from the New Jersey Devils. And very much like the spreadsheet for skaters and defensemen, we've got it broken down by color, at least in this video for you. So again, the pink represents some biographical data. The green is the average draft position, auction, and own values for both Yahoo and ESPN. The pale yellow represents a save percentage breakdown from last season. That's even strength, penalty kill, and power play. The career data shows up in this orange color. That's games played, wins, goals against average, save percentage, and shutouts. In blue, you'll find the 3-year data for goalies. And for goalies, we do games started, wins, saves, goals against average, save percentage, even strength save percentage, penalty kill save percentage, shutouts, and time on ice. In red, you'll find the projections for all of the goalies. And the projections, the categories that we provide projections for goalies include number of starts, wins, losses, overtime losses, shots against, saves, goals against average, and save percentage. Finally, in purple here, just like the above spreadsheet, we have the FSI values for the default Yahoo settings. And that's only because I chose the Yahoo system, default system, as my league for this video. Your columns or categories may be slightly different than mine depending on your league settings. But for my settings, I have the fantasy strength index for wins, for goals against average, for save percentage, and for shutouts. And then finally, we have an overall ranking for your goalie in question. And in this particular system, Corey Schneider ranks with a 202.4 rating. And so those are the customized spreadsheets from the Left Wing Lock Draft Kit system. Again, if you buy an Advanced +3 draft kit, and right now you can get one of those for the same price as the Advanced +1, that means you get to customize your spreadsheets for 3 different leagues that you're in. And again, all of this is only for $10.99. You'll find other draft kits out on the market for around the same price as ours, but you're not going to be able to customize them unless you pay an extra $5 or $10. And you're certainly not going to be able to customize them for 3 different fantasy leagues. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please visit leftwinglock.com to get your draft kit today.